Hello guys, how are you? Now let me quickly just set up one thing. Let me know if my voice and everything coming fine. Okay. Now I think it looks like it's fine. Yeah. So whoever joining, do let me know from where you're joining, whatever queries you have, like anything that you like to ask, and we'll quickly start the session where I'll be showing you how you can generate the cloud diagrams from just text. Okay. Give me just a moment. Okay, let me start sharing the screen so that you guys can see it, and let me know if you guys can see it properly. Okay, I hope you guys can see it. In case if you don't, do let me know. Okay, so I mean, why there is a question like why you should be like, is it for everyone, like anyone to like design the cloud diagrams? Actually no, this session is not for everyone, I'll be honest. Okay, if you work as a solution architect or as a DevOps engineer also, if and only if you have the requirement to create the cloud diagram, cloud resource diagram, and present to the clients, then it's the same for you. Okay, now it's not like this, like junior engineer will be tasked to create the cloud diagrams to represent to the clients, right? This is not how it things that happens. This is for senior engineers. Now if as a junior engineer you want to see how we as a senior engineer, I mean, we normally go by the manual, but I want to just reduce the time, reduce the thing that you normally takes hours and hours. How I can turn that cloud design diagram to minimal time. That is my goal today's session. And if you want to watch, no matter what is fine, but don't think this is a session for any pressure on all that. Okay, learn good, but this is might not be immediately helpful for you. Maybe in future or maybe for demonstration purpose is good. Okay, this is the disclaimer. Like people should not think that I'm fresher, how I can think of this design. No, you have to walk through different production stages of the actual implementation. Then this will start making sense. But anyhow, if you just start, I mean, just want to see it, feel free to see it. Okay, I will not restrict you guys. Okay. Now, there could be many tools for which you can use the diagram as code. But I found, again, this is not a sponsored, by the way. They reached out, but I'm not liking to sponsor any company. But I mean, they also reached out, but it's not like I'm sponsoring. Just as a disclaimer, this is a non-sponsored video where I actually like something about this eraser.io site, and I want to help you guys. How can you quickly, like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, you want to create a diagram of anything, any cloud resources, you can build it. Okay, that is my goal today, to show you how. Now, one good thing about this eraser.io guys is that they are kind of free. Hi Pankaj. Okay, anyone joining, do let me know in the comments when you, I mean, from where you're joining. Any question in your mind, feel free to go for it. Okay, and let me know if the font and everything is fine, or you want me to just increase the font and anything. Feel free to let me know. Okay, now this is going to be very important in case you are into, you have any requirement to create the cloud diagrams. Okay, I'll just let me go and create a new diagram. Okay, so new file. So the moment I go and create a new, we can use Accelerator. Well, Excel draw. Okay, I will see maybe in future. I mean, this is like, if you have the option to create diagram as a code, then only this is applicable. Okay, then only I can automate that. Okay, now let me quickly close the screens. Just go down. Okay. Now there in this, they offer a thing called diagram as code. Okay, and these guys have a kind of pre-configured diagram. So let me just quickly see that if they have system architecture example, for example. Yeah, so this is the basic one that they give to you. If you just start to create say diagram as code, and see, this is like how they normally give it. Okay, you can even use the AI diagram prompt, which is like you can use like this, or if you don't want to use this one, you can use this one. Actually, to be honest, very easier. But other than, you can use Chat GPT also. Okay, now for that you have to feed this code. Either you use their AI, I mean AI one, okay, or you can, I mean, I find the ChatGPT one actually better or easier. Okay, so this is the default diagram. Okay, this is our default code, you can say. Now they have given a default diagram code here, and they have given the diagram plus the source code here in the right side. You just have to double click on this particular one and they will just open up like this. Okay, now if I go to ChatGPT and say new GPT, let's close this one. First, what you have to do, just feed some data. For example, we have this data, right? So just give data. Okay, so say that this is a in the prompt you say this is a eraser IO, eraser.io diagram as code, source code. Okay, and fetch this one. Okay, then say, now this is what kind of very sample. Okay, I think I just should go with other also, or anything, any data you can provide. No, let's create a new file. Okay, let's see. Can you file diagram as code, cloud architecture? Just select that one, and that will give you a like example like this. Okay, I think this is the similar kind of code. So copy this, or you can fetch that one here. Okay, this is like very easy. Again, just in the top mention that this is a eraser.io code diagram as code. Okay, this is the, just feed it the basic one. Okay, just so that the ChatGPT will understand this, and then you that I want, for example, there is no load balance or anything like. So I want what you just mentioned. I want AWS load balancer forward. Just say that what you want or what is the actual requirement are. Okay, so for example, AWS load balancer forward request to, for example, AWS say AWS EC2 auto scaling group, which is under AWS VPC, and this EC2 instances store, how to call it, from this EC2, from this EC2 instances, we can say store or retrieve data into to or from S3, for example. Also we have, for example, what are the things I can tell it? We can say we have, of course you guys can comment down any requirement that you have. I can just try to generate that, but I'm just thinking of any random thing. From this EC2 instance we can retrieve the data, and we also have, say for example, RDS. So we can read RDS, maybe MySQL or PostgreSQL, SQL DB. Okay, which EC2 instances can connect. Okay, so just say that, and it will generate. Of course, you have, there is also the thing called diagrams of code. I think they recently released it. I mean, this is diagram code only as a code. But AI thing I saw, maybe where is gone. The AI thing also was there. Anyway, so you can use that. I like this one. Okay, see, they generate the basic one, and you just simple, like I have given basic instruction. I have just fetched the default data they have. Okay, here, and I just say that I have the what I want, load balancer, forward the request to EC2, and all the thing that I want. Okay, and if I copy, again, sometime it cannot, I mean, may not be perfect, but you can easily so I think this is, yes, this is still good. Okay, so VPC, inside VPC you have EC2 instances. In VPC sometimes the information we don't explicitly tell, but kind of it still will work. They will automatically detect, which is good. Okay, let me just make it larger. Yeah, so see load balancer, then forwarding request to the auto scaling group. That is an auto scaling group. We have EC2. We can better just make it a big one. This EC2. Now we can make it a bit better. For example, we can say load balancer EC2 instances. EC2 instances S3 and EC2 instances to RDB. EC2 instances RDS PostgreSQL. I think this is fine. We can make it further that auto scaling add EC2 instances inside auto. Like sometime you may have a bit, maybe it is good to show that EC2 instance inside the auto scaling group. So we can just say add EC2 instance inside auto scaling group, and let's see if that generates the code properly. To include it's easy. Okay, you can just modify the code as follows. Yes, this is much better. So just copy this and let's paste it. Yeah, now it's better, right? So load balancer, then request going to the like inside VPC. See, just add a bit better words and see now this is how this is working. Okay. So now we have load balancer. Then it's of course VPC first is connect to, and VPC inside VPC we have the EC2 instances. Then we have EC2 instances are able to communicate with the RDS PostgreSQL, and it can connect the S3 directly. So this is one simple diagram. I would like to see that you guys should just give me complex. I think I got disconnected in between. Do let me know if you guys can hear me or see me. It's okay. I have to confirm it my side also. Yeah, by the way, keep just if you have any any custom requirement, just let me know. In that case, I will just try to make it a reality. Okay. Let's see if any requirements comes, and I will try to quickly do it. I can just watch from my phone also. It's fine. I will add the the what do you call it? Some kind of EKS requirements also. I think my stream, I forgot to connect the LAN, so that's why my stream got disconnected in between. That is fine. I will just quickly check that I'm able to. Is it streaming or not right now? I think yeah, we're streaming right now. It's fine. So unfortunately, I got disconnected due to I forgot to add the LAN connection. It's fine. Let me start sharing the screen again, and let me know if you guys can see it or not see it. Okay. And I can just see the comment section from here. Hopefully. Sorry, your screen is not a full screen. Okay, no problem. It's now. I think it's full screen. Yeah, let me know. No, any doubts? This was actually more of a simple thing, okay, that I have just did here. That is like again how I did it. I just added the default code that it had here, and I simply pasted in the chat GPT. You can just go with the free one also. It's not like it has to be a paid one. It can be completely free one. Just give the default data you have. Then you specify that what is the custom requirement you have here. Okay. And then ChatGPT will generate the code. Then if you think some minor here and then mistakes, for example, I think the EC2 instances should be inside the EC2 scaling group. The EC2 auto scaling group. So I simply say, just include EC2 instances within the auto scaling group, and the syntax will auto generate. Because when you basically initially start with any tool, you might not have the entire idea how everything in depth work, and this might be very helpful for at least if you want to deliver something very fast. Like say I have to generate some diagram for my client or any person, and he want maybe next day, right? It of course it require say very in-depth thinking and all that. But why not do while you're thinking and see the visualize the entire thing inside any tool, like say, here I'm using eraser.io, but anything that you want. Okay. Now this is actually very easy implementation, I would say. Just the load balancer, then the like BBC inside EC2 instance and all that. Now what I'm going to try now is that we're going to say that okay, modify this modify this and add EKS as the primary target of load balancer. Okay, and then use EC2 instances as the say the the data plane. Okay, or say no worker node. I mean, the terms may not. I mean, it's kind of people are not accepting this. Just into a data plane. That's okay. Worker nodes, and okay. I want you guys also to think of anything and ask me that I can just try on, okay, while I'm going through all this. Let me just use this and see that they will also kind of modify this diagram as a code. I can say I may not know the eraser.io this documentation, which you can of course learn. You can just go very down here, and there is this this question mark. Okay, very down here in this question mark. If you click on this, they will give the syntax help section. You can go to the documentation and you will have the entire documentation, which is sometimes it takes time to go through the entire things and it's time taking. But you, for my case also, the delivery has to be very fast. So I think this kind of way I can deliver things fast. Of course, if you have some experience of designing the architecture and all that, for you it will be very easy, right? You know, like okay, just in this below section here you define the flow. Okay. This is if you go down, okay, define the connections. There you define the flow, and just by arrow, it's okay. The syntax is actually simpler in define groups and nodes and anything. Like here you say the names of this load balancer, VPC, and inside VPC there is like with syntax, and in second brackets there you mention the additional components. Like of course you can go, and there's a big learning curve, and see without learning all those things, just using ChatGPT and initial implementation, I am able to kind of generate this good looking diagram, which is again, it's a not just sometimes, many times if you're a solution architect, you have to present the cloud architecture diagrams to the clients or maybe a team, and this could be a very easy thing. I mean, not easy thing, but it's easy to create quickly so that it will reduce your working time. Okay, and say I think they just did it. So let's copy and paste this. And see, so load balancer to EKS cluster node, EKS cluster and the worker nodes, and then maybe communicating the RDS and S3. So this is how you can, keep adding and adding all the requirements that you have. I think there should be some question by now. Okay. Oh, I think Guru is giving some comments. So let me just try to include that. Okay. Now I'm able to please. Okay. I think one that Pankaj saying, please elaborate about platform engineering. Okay, that maybe we'll do later. Let's say with the current context. Okay, that and also I think what was the issue? Sorry, being late. All is good. Okay, some question on there. Not okay. All is good. Sorry for being late. No issues. Okay, add and use Fargate. Okay, for example, this is good. Now Guru is saying, what if we want to use Fargate? So we can just go to this ChatGPT, okay, and say instead of using EC2 instances with EKS, use Fargate. EKS Fargate, okay? Use EKS Fargate. Let's see, it generates what code. And again, you have to be a bit conscious that it might not sometimes have like exactly same thing that you want, but you can add more prompts or add more in data, or maybe you have to use your head a bit and modify this, because once you learn how the syntax work. For example, I'm using eraser.io, but maybe something else tool. Just once you understand the thing, it will become a lot easier. But even if you don't understand, this is very easy to get started. And see, the new code that I've generated, I just copied here and see load balancer, AWS EKS Fargate. And because Fargate, you don't use the EC2 instance, right? It's just on the fly, it will create, I mean, not just fly, they will have some warm-up groups or something like say micro VMs. And the moment like you require it, it will just kind of create that your application inside that, and maybe pull the image and make it ready, and then it will utilize that. Okay, so feel free to, I think it's a lot of people live, so if you guys have any requirement or say any cloud, I will think of some complicated use case right now, but if you guys, okay, dynamic provisioning. So dynamic provisioning, Fargate you use for that. Now you guys should think of any, okay, let's restore it, reload it. If you guys have any kind of custom requirement, you can say, now I'm going to create a very custom requirement, okay, that I have created. Okay, if you go to my channel, and there is, I mean, just not so long back, but not happening. Okay, if you go down in the videos, there is one particular, this one was, yeah, this EKS project, okay. This EKS project, I was, it was, it's a very good project, I will say, people using now in the production, okay. So there, I mean, what I have used, what is the architecture I have used, what are the resources I have utilized, all those things are, I have already mentioned in this code, but I think I forgot to add a diagram, which was bad. And I wanted to create a diagram, which could have later. Does require to define saving plan for Fargate? Yeah, I mean, the savings plan part is that, I mean, in diagram you don't have add it, but it's for all the computing resources. The moment you go for a savings plan, that savings plan is applied to your Fargate, your any compute resources that is billable, and it will save the cost. Okay, in the cost suggestion or recommendation, you will see exact how much you can reduce the amount of final bill and all that. Okay, so that is fine. Okay, now for example, in this application, okay, what I have used, if you, I mean, if you are a engineer, DevOps engineer, and you don't have a proper documentation, how you'll find out what are the things I have utilized. So for example, for the particular project, I have used one by one the IAM monitoring in this is from this Grafana provider. I use AWS. Then what are the things I want to, for example, use the monitoring CloudWatch with container insights. I use the EKS. I think I using, what is that, T3 small instances. For example, your production, it should be maybe something like something better, something more performance oriented production level instances. Could be C level instances, could be even M upper high, say M a bit high level instances, whatever. So your application type is memory intensive or input output. Based on that, you should make the decision. But for example, I'm using T3 small here. Okay, here is my basic of infra. Then in backend, I'm using S3 to store the Terraform files. Then I'm using auto scaling, like autoscalers, then IAM and all the services using, right? So what if I try to create a diagram, which I didn't create it before. For example, this project I should have created, but I missed it. Now, what if I want to, okay, I think Guru have another tool. Guru said, let me know in the comments, that I can quickly check out that one after I'm done with this one. And this is, by the way, it's free. You can use the eraser.io free, you can use ChatGPT free, and using free also you can do it. Okay, so I want Guru something, give me some free item. Okay, I don't want to increase the bill of other people. Okay, now let's try to define that. Okay, so just say to ChatGPT that I have new requirement, and that is, you should mention I want I mean, I have infra. Say I have AWS infra where there is EC2 EKS, for example, EKS cluster with, for example, how many nodes I'm using. I can just go to Terraform code of mine, and there I can just go to EKS, and there I can just find out, okay, I'm using EKS managed node group where I have general desirable size 1 and max size 10. Okay, so just try to give as much information as possible. Okay, EKS cluster with minimum 1 and maximum 10 instances as auto scaling requirement. Okay, now then you mention the I have the spot instances also. Okay, so mention also there is this is two groups. This is okay, cluster with, for example, let's go to code general node group with general node group. So give as much information, go with minimum works and EC2 instances and with instance type T3 small. Okay, and auto scaling requirements. These also have, say, for example, spot group or spot node group, and there you have, for example, same. Okay, same. So node group with same one with not same 1 to 10, or say minimum 1 and max 10 auto scaling. Then, for example, I have another databases. So I have databases that is for NoSQL data, say AWS DynamoDB, and for SQL data I have say AWS RDS and PostgreSQL, because mostly I use PostgreSQL or either MySQL. So, or you can just use a MySQL, because I just recently show you how to use the PostgreSQL, right? So MySQL, or say Aurora, MySQL Aurora. Okay, so that is basic requirements, and I also have essential IAM groups. I not groups, say IAM policy, then for example roles, because you need that. I think I have created the IAM policy and roles as well. So if you come here and see, I have in this particular diagram for this, AWS 3-tier EKS I have given all the roles and everything. Okay, you may not need to mean. So when creating a diagram, you don't need to kind of have all the things, all the IAM number. No, it will make things complicated, right? You should keep it simple as possible, but as kind of understandable as possible, because you have to explain that to your clients and or maybe team, right? So keep it very simple as much as you can. Okay, now let's go back, and I think that's it. And I think right now I don't think of any other requirement. Okay, I have a load balancer. So let's say this roles, then this EKS has load balancer as well. And let's think of any other. I'm missing anything. I think is that's okay. The images are coming from ECR. Okay, AWS ECR. Let's see it generate that properly or not. See, it's just up to your imagination or a real requirement. You should be generating the policy. And see, I didn't thoroughly teach them because maybe they've already trained it probably. Okay, let's regenerate. Okay. This happens sometimes. It's fine. Just regenerate it. So it's generating that properly. And this is, I will say, very good. You know why? Because if you just think of creating by all yourself, you have to research and all that, which is good thing by the way. If you have enough time, free time, then you should be using that one. But this is better, I'm saying. And this is very less learning curve. Okay. See, looks so good, right? So IAM policies and all that. Load balancer connecting forwarding traffic to the EKS cluster. You have general node group, just spot node group, and min max 10 min and all that is maybe missing. Okay, both because it's same, so that's why min max 1 to 10. Instance t is small. Then it's going to DynamoDB, RDS, MySQL data, and the image coming. Okay, one thing, ECR, that particular pulling is happening from the ECR. It is fine. Suppose I want this arrow not from the ECR cluster. I'm saying they pull it. Okay, which is right. I mean, it will that EKS cluster pulling it. But for any example, you want to show the arrow from not from here, instead just from here to here. Okay, if you go down, see, these are the way you're flowing. You are creating the flow in this define connection part. Let me just make it a big. This define connection part, you are defining how that arrow is going to connect. So there, I'm going to say that it's both way. It's ECR or sometime no, there is no feature the ECR automatically push it. So actually yes, but just for the sake of demo, I want to the flow of the diagram. I'm going to use like this. Okay, I mean I want from ECR the image is going to the EKS. That kind of thing I want to show. Okay, for your understanding purpose, it could be for any reason you want to somehow define the custom flow. Not every time you want to, for any small requirement, you want to go to ChatGPT. For larger requirement, only you go to ChatGPT. The smaller changes, I'm going to just change the flow. So just remove this part, go down. This, just change the flow like this. Okay. Now go back. And let me just minimize the screen. I mean this, yeah. See? Now it's going to ECR to the EK is getting that image. So yeah, you can just change the flow like just using this arrow part. You can do. Okay, saying that relationship definition isn't completed. Try storage. Okay, maybe I'm using a bit more space. So EKS ECR. See any questions? Cool. Yeah, I know. This is really cool. I'm just showing it. Let's just make it proper. Yeah. Let me just, yes. It's fine. Let me just clear this a bit. Okay, this is one of just one requirement, right? Now you guys should have some custom requirements. I want you guys to also think of any custom requirement that might have. I'm going to create one requirement for serverless application. Let me just think of that right now. In between, you guys should think of something, okay? By the way, I'm eating some bhaja pide. It's Makar Sankranti here, so this is very famous here. Okay, so now what I'm thinking, why not a serverless architecture? Okay, and what that mean by a serverless architecture? I want to build. I want to create, for example, yes, Lambda, just right. Serverless. I want. Okay, I have a new requirement, and see how I'm prompting. I didn't need in prompt engineering course, by the way. I just learned by myself. The more you use, the more you learn. These tools can be blessing, or these tools can be a curse as well. Blessing, when you know how the basic things work, you have very good idea, then it could be blessing. But if you have zero idea, zero knowledge of anything, and you want this, then it's a curse. So how you want to use blessing or curse based on your own desire to learn. I'm saying it, okay? Now let's say I have new requirement, API gateway. We have API gateway. Say forward traffic to AWS Lambda, and then Lambda store Lambda functions store data to and from, say, DynamoDB. This most of it is NoSQL, but of course it can be your RDS Aurora or anything. Okay. So for example, Dynamo, I'm just using DynamoDB. Okay. DynamoDB. And for example, I want and store files, stores and retrieve files from S3. And what else? Think of something. The logs get stored in CloudWatch. I think in EK's architecture, I missed adding that CloudWatch requirement, but it's fine. It's just demo something I'm thinking of. Not much thinking, by the way. Just thinking. Any raw idea I'm generating, right? You guys should just keep giving me requirements. Okay, then I can add it or improve it further, right? Anyway, so the logs get stored in S3. What we can use? We can use what else we can add? How to make it more complicated? Let's say we are using I think, okay, let's just add this, then we can keep adding the requirement. Okay, open search. So okay, and we are using open search for we're using open search for what? Mainly the store and elastic search, right? But just for data data search is fine. The search and using SQS, I think is a good one. SQS, using SQS for data for query. It's mainly for data processing. Okay, this is very rough requirement. Let's see what they generate, and if they're not, I mean, we can keep adding the requirements. Let's see. And okay, messaging, yes, you can do messaging or data query. So normally what happens, message passing pops up requirements, you can use that one. Let's see. So let's quickly copy and asynchronous message processing is true. Which is, I got to waste some time. Fine. Okay, so this looks nice. See, so API gateway, the request coming to Lambda, then this, okay, I want the DynamoDB from and to, which is like, actually it's fine because the request originator is Lambda only, right? For S3 also, every cases the request originator is Lambda. Okay, now what I want to do, I want some event. So CloudWatch, because see, only I'm storing the Lambda to CloudWatch. Now I want that one requirement where the execution happening by the CloudWatch events. Okay, so okay, let's regenerate it. Network error. Okay, so we are storing the NoSQL database in DynamoDB. We are storing files and processing file in S3. We are from Lambda. We are storing all the logs in the CloudWatch. We are maybe using OpenSearch for like say for quick data search and all, using Elastic with heat-based scoring. And for SQS, we are using for asynchronous message processing. Okay. Now, what are the new requirements? Now I want that event trigger. Okay. So add or say we want to use AWS CloudWatch event to do cron job with what to tell, cron job with the Lambda, of course, Lambda. Okay, let's see. So existing infrastructure, it just so incorporate, okay, so you're doing for cron job with Lambda. So we are just modifying the diagram. Okay, let's see. So mainly what is going to happen, a new component as CloudWatch is already there probably. So just as a event trigger, it will just map it. Okay, SQL data processing query. Let's see. Okay, the code is generated. So copy and see how it looks like now. And see all that you are doing within just few minutes. Okay, so API gateway and or maybe this CloudWatch events can trigger Lambda, and from Lambda we are interacting with the DynamoDB S3 story, the log in the CloudWatch, and OpenSearch and SQL data processing queue. Now SQS, I think I maybe did I miss that properly, or SQ? Okay, maybe I using SQL. It's not SQL. It's not SQL. I did mistake. It's SQS. Sorry, SQS. And see, it will just Amazon simple because okay, this is the one minor mistake I used, spelling mistake and all. SQS, okay. And yes, SNS you can use for sending notification and all that. We can add that one. We'll just keep, what we're doing here. We are just making it more. We are adding component. We are seeing how things works and all that. So let's simply see, it generated the new diagram, right? So let's copy and paste. See, now it's SQS, right? Now, what are the things you can do? We can add SNS. So we can say add SNS to send notifications, okay, and OTPs to users. Let's see how that works. Like, I'm thinking of random requirements and I'm adding it, and it's generating the code very fine. You are seeing that, right? And of course, you guys can have any requirement. It's Guru only telling you guys, it's 10 people live, right? So, and it's a more of a recent announcement, not too much traffic. So you guys should come with some requirement that you are facing in your work or anything, right? So feel free to let me know. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking of originally 30 minutes kind of session, but it's okay. I think we are nearing to the session. The main goal was to, okay, I think, did I get the new code? Okay, I got the new code. So let's copy and paste. Okay, so API gateway, okay, and SNS to send the OTP. So they just keep adding the components like that. Okay. Now, this is how easily, by now you already know how easily I just added the initial default generated code here, and that after that I just added requirement and it instantaneously kind of creating the diagrams. Okay, and that diagram I'm just pasting into the eraser.io and simply generating the very good looking. Okay, it said that EMR for DynamoDB to Redshift. Let's say we add that as a requirement. Add flow, or say add, just simply add, they understand it. EMR to EMR from, add EMR from DynamoDB to our Redshift. Okay, Redshift. It's okay, they understand it anyway. DynamoDB and storing the Redshift in your search. It is okay. I think by now you understand what our main goal was here, to just using text. So from text we are providing input. From that, ChatGPT generating the diagram, and we fed the data initially. We just fed the default data that comes in the eraser.io diagram. By now you know that data I just copied here and pasted. So ChatGPT learn how to generate the diagrams, and I'm keep adding the requirements. It's generating the diagram like this very easily. Like what, it's not even 5-minute job, just 2-3 minutes. And see, so from DynamoDB, so EMR and EMR to Redshift. This is how it's done. So by now you know that how using ChatGPT we can just easily just make diagrams, right? It's easy, cool, right? So that now if you want, like someone asks you to create diagrams, you just go to like eraser.io, get the default code, paste to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to generate whatever the new requirement you have using easy prompts, just like I show you. Okay, so I hope that this session was useful. Again, I didn't announce it beforehand because I was not sure that I should do the session today or not. I was doing a Chennai trip and I was too tired. I was sleeping most of the time, to be honest. Now I thought, okay, let's Saturday live do a one session, and I just did it. Hope you guys like it. And of course, if you want this kind of session happen, feel free to subscribe and like this and share this video with all other people. And let's see. I will see you guys next video. And of course, this is the initiative under 365 videos in 365 days. And tomorrow I'm going to release the Go session. I mean Go course video. That is Go series next video. That is on mainly how to handle the test cases in Go. Okay. So see you soon in my next video.